Greetings, Mega Man fans, and welcome back to the Mega Man Rock Force LPA. In this episode, we'll be taking on Portman. He wears glasses with green lenses, he awesome faces on the stage select screen, and he's the fusion of Circuit Man and Charade Man. Photon Man's digital world here originally had a theme that was a touch less melancholic sounding. But of course, it got changed. Why? Not entirely sure, but it's fine by me. I still like the theme nonetheless. Anyway, our first new thing to learn about are the flash dives. These USB port flash drive enemies will dive down when they get near you. And they also solidify these USB blocks if they happen to plug into them. You're gonna need to know about that. And you're also gonna need to know that if you kill a flash dive, the USB blocks stop being solid. Expect the stage to throw quite a few puzzles at you based on this concept. Assuming it isn't too busy trying to use the flash dives as thwomp equivalents. Which, as you can clearly see, that does definitely happen. And after that shield attacker's out of the way, take care of that flash dive. Get through the Sniper Joe, and then you might as well just kill that thing for good measure. And Elite just managed to throw himself into a pit. Good times. Good times. And here we have another new gimmick type. These little switch orbs. So, first of all, we can't progress right now. So what you need to do is take this larger orb and shoot it over to where the smaller one is. And once you line the two up, the blocks explode, and you are allowed to pass. Notably, the larger switch orb reminds me of the IGN logo. Which I'm not entirely sure why, but it does. Notably, the flash dives on hard mode, some of them are colored red instead of their usual blue. Be wary of the red ones, they shoot at you. And now, I'm going to completely ignore this fancy teleporter thing, and go and grab this E-Tank instead. Priorities! What are those? And now that I've grabbed the E-Tank, and an extra screw, time to show off what may be the single most ingenious gimmick this stage has to offer. These yellow teleporter things will transport you to and from this virtual world. And while you're inside of it, you're basically playing a top-down shooter. You can shoot up, down, left, and right. You don't get a charge shot, or any other type of weapon in here. In fact, all Rock Force members behave exactly the same in here. So the strategies that would work for Mega Man work just as well for the others in their little cyber egg forms. Come on, yeah! Normally I don't make it through there without taking any damage, because those little fire bar things and those spikes, they're dangerous. Don't touch them. And the shield attacker is also fairly dangerous. And given his placement, it makes a neat little obstacle, as you have to time when you leave the digital world and return to the regular world. As a proof of concept, the IGN logo can kill enemies. You need to know that. Because like just about everything else, this stage will expect you to use that for a puzzle. Alright, flash dive is in place. And now flash dive needs to die. And there. As you can see, this stage is not shy at all about combining its gimmicks together. Which is a fun thing. I quite like it. Notably, this stage was the digitizers in the stage were originally kind of finicky. in how they pick, at least in digital world, and how they teleport at you, which can make this section take a lot longer than it needed to. This has been fixed, though they didn't fix the finickiness for the switch orbs, which is deliberate because it makes it a lot easier to get them to and from the digital world. Oh, and I'm gonna respawn you. Or not. Notably, in the original beta of this stage, instead of going to this room, you went to another puzzle, which relied on you using the flash dives and respawning them. And also use the digitizers. That puzzle has been blocked off by virtue of being horrifically long. I am not kidding. That puzzle alone could take upwards of a good 10 minutes or so. Well, 10 minutes, no. Nowhere near that long. But that puzzle did take several minutes to get through, even if you executed everything right from the start of it. It wasn't exactly a favorite of mine, or any of the other testers. And it made this stage horrendously long. Which didn't really need that, as it's already a rather long stage. Thankfully, though, that puzzle was blocked off, and instead, this is probably the longest puzzle the stage has to offer us. And there we go. Now to activate that first flash dive, and while it may be tempting to activate the other one, it is in fact inadvisable. It is actually a bit faster to activate only that first one, and then, once you've activated it, to shoot the switch orb past the first flash dive, and then let it drop. It's just a touch more time effective, and in a level as long as this, you need just about any shortcut you can get. And that was Portman's level. Like I said, long level. A fun one. I rather like the puzzle setup here, but really, really long. Even if I'm trying to Buster speed run this place, I still clock in at around 5 minutes or so, which for a Mega Man level, that's long. Reminds me of old Mega Man Revolution. Well, okay, no, it's not as bad as old Mega Man Revolution. That was bad. Anyway, between Digital Man and Portman, I'll be honest, I'm not sure which level I like better. I really like both of their levels, some of my favorite levels in these games. Though you have to admit, Digital Man's a lot faster. Though at the same time, Portman has a number of more interesting concepts. So it's a bit of a toss-up. I'd say they're about even that way. Though in boss battle terms, Portman's definitely got Digital Man beat. Portman has 5 different attacks, one for each of the 5 cores present on the battlefield. He has those shock waves, the energy waves, which you need to slide under. He has this spiral shot, and the other 2 attacks are cool. He has this horizontal spread shot of shots, which is probably his trickiest one to dodge, and he has a vertical spread shot. Notably, the reason why he's a fusion of Circuit and Charade, it makes sense if you think about it. After all, plug a USB into a USB port, and you've completed a circuit. And with the Circuit Man resemblance, Charade Man is a mimic after all. And I kinda tanked the hit I didn't really need to tank. And now, Portman has entered Phase 2. If you're wondering why I let him live when I did, that's because now, we're taking him on in his home turf, the digital world. He moves around, aiming to fly into our face, and he can either shoot in a plus shape or an X shape, alternating between the two. Wow, I can't believe I let him tackle me. This second phase is a fair bit easier than his first phase. That being said, don't just underestimate him, particularly on hard mode. While normally Thrillman is the trickiest of this bunch, facing Portman on hard mode is a far greater challenge than Thrillman on any mode. On hard mode, Portman's fight is absolute chaos. But I really like that fight. I especially like the way you actually use the digitization gimmick one final time in order to take him down on his home turf. Like, that's just beautiful. Great ending to a really quite excellent stage. Portman stage really is one of my favorites. And with that, a new set of 4 faces, and the 4 Robot Masters combined together to make Deathman again. Yeah, that's, at this point, we are off the branching paths, and the game is the same regardless of who we end up killing. And as such, that's the episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and for the next episode, we will finally take on Deathman, and we'll show him what death really is. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed Portman's stage as much as I did, even if it is a little long. And I shall see you again for the next episode. Until then, goodbye!